Okay, we'll disconnect this one. And the first marine, I call it the marine vertical with the mounting plate. And some of the engines, I don't know if it's the geometry of the crankshaft or they run differently if they're horizontal or if they're vertical. It does affect the way they run. So we'll hook up the air, the steam inlet to the manifold. I just love that Duesenberg-esque manifold. Drop of oil with my handy pocket oiler. Oh, this one has just the twisted wire connecting rod on the big end. Not the ideal situation, but it works, oddly enough. We'll start this off horizontally, and then I'll stand it up. Turn on the air. Now that one, it's a self-starter, which I just love, and that dual acting, where the steam comes in on both sides of the cylinders. It should be self-starting, and the good part about that is in a boat, if you're radio controlling your steam valve and you stop the boat out in the middle of a pond, maybe a duck gets in front of you and you have to stop so you don't run over the duck, and then you want to bring it back to shore, you can just open the steam valve and it'll instantly start running. Oops. So that's kind of a problem with steam engines. They don't always self-start. They have to be in the right position. The crankshaft has to be in the right position. Well, the crankshaft sets the position of the piston. The piston is at bottom dead center on a single acting engine. It won't start when you turn on the steam pressure. So even old steamships, they had an indicator, a 360-degree indicator, so the steamman, the engine room operator, could see where the piston was, and they could actually put a bar in the flywheel and turn the crankshaft so that the piston would come up on top dead center or near top dead center, so that when they turned on the steam, the engine would start running instantly, like that. So here we have it running vertically with the obnoxious green steam line. By the way, these were sand cast using Petrobond sand, the base. Petrobond sand and old car pistons, scrap aluminum. In my furnace, one of my other videos shows how I'm casting a flywheel for a somewhat larger engine. This one has a pretty cool exhaust note. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, but you feel the exhaust coming out here. Alright, let's open it up and see what else she'll do. I'm pressing pretty hard on that. Got quite a bit of power for a 3/8 inch bore. That's wide open. That's probably, I don't know what my pressure's down to, 15 psi. You could easily make 15 psi in a homemade boiler to run it. Even 20. That would make your boat. That would really make your boat go. Wants to walk away. This one runs nice and slow. Gotta have that piston in the right area to self-start. I mentioned how much I hate this tubing. This is actually a pretty good runner. Alright, that's it for the first horizontal, or first vertical. Now, let's move on to the third one. Now this one I've hooked up a generator, and I found these little hair bands. If the women that tie their hairs up in pigtails or whatever, these are great. They're just right for running your model generator. So this is the same engine, Saab casting. I lightened it also so you could see through the back to watch the connecting rod and the crankshaft. And it's got a little 3-bladed brass propeller I got on eBay. Threaded onto an 1/8" rod. Homemade universal here. Let's plug her in with a steam pressure. Mounted this to just a little piece of 1/4" plywood, just to kind of have a setup for the in the event I was going to mount it on a boat. Drop of oil for all the components. That's pretty good. And I'll turn on the steam. Disconnect the generator temporarily. Now that brass, the big end is brass. It's quite a bit heavier than just having a coil of wire, so you get a lot of shaking on this. Runs the propeller rather well, I think. And you can see the connecting rod and crankshaft in action here. I think this is an erector set pulley that I use to run the generator. Stuck my thumb in the prop. Not a good idea. Okay, I've hooked up my little generator from some little science kit. It's got 2 or 3 LEDs built in there. The hairband drive belt. I'll turn on the air. And it's going to have to speed up. I can see it lighting up. I'll turn off some of the lights here. see it better. I'm running this with the lights and the propeller. Gives you an idea that you may be able to have a boat with running lights, a spotlight, cabin lights, maybe a horn. I'll see how low I can turn the RPM and still get light. And you can adjust the size of the pulleys both on the steam engine and the generator to get your optimum voltage output, brightest light. Doesn't take much for this little LED driven generator. That's the limit there. It works pretty good.